Testing, testing. One, two, three, check. Check one, check two. What is going on, everybody? We are here on Friday the 3rd. Oh my goodness, we made it. Something has just happened, you guys. First off, hey, what's up? How's it going, Egopanions? My only friends in the world, because I shoved off all the stupid real life people. I only want my internet friends. I don't got time for real life people friends. You guys are my real life people friends, because we just hang out on the interwebs. Something just happened. I noticed it 5 minutes ago. So as you guys know, I'm demonetized. This channel's demonetized. YouTube's trying to destroy me. I got the second channel going, the SUPEREGOTASTIC. I announced, I think last week, that I was going to arrive with the new channel with a review of The Mandalorian, but then I realized, oh crap, I don't have Disney Plus right now, and this is probably not a good time to sign up for another thing. But then I was like, wait a minute, no Mandalorian needs to go on the SUPEREGOTASTIC, you guys, because that channel, I figured it out while I was putting it together. This should be my comedy channel. Go back to making comedy sketches. Just like I used to back in the Disney before the ORVILLE came into my life. But you guys, new update-ish that I just noticed 5 minutes ago. Something changed on my channel. It's still demonetized. I don't think I'll be getting remonetized until the very end of the month, which is a whole month away. But all these lists of videos that have been popping up on my channel, I've been getting notifications about, oh, they're blocked because they use music from that somebody else owns. They were blocked. That's why, since there were so many videos, just because my end screen clip at the end of all my videos, since there were so many of them, the whole channel got demonetized, right? And so reached out to the ORVILLE, and they're like, oh man, that sucks. And something changed. Now, just this morning, I was going through these videos and removing, takes forever, but removing the music at the end of all my ORVILLE content from the second half of last year. Doing it one at a time. It's a process. But now I'm looking at all those videos and I was notified about, and they all say partially blocked. They went from full on red blocked. Now they're yellow, partially blocked. And they're only partially blocked in Belarus and Russia. And that's it. They're clear everywhere else. But the channel's still not monetized. I will have to reapply. But the ORVILLE came through for me. They came through for JP and Egotastic Fun Time and Talking the ORVILLE. They must have. Or else these changes wouldn't have been made. So I'm still going to go through, though, and erase the end screens, because I don't want this type of thing to ever happen again. And it's good to get into the habit of, even if you think you have permission, don't use other people's music. They tell you right in the guidelines on YouTube, even if you have permission, don't use other people's music. Music is very dangerous. And I know a lot of you had questions, the last video I put out about being demonetized about music. If you get blocked from a music clip or something like that, it's fine. Don't worry, it's not going to affect your channel. They're going to give you a notification, it's blocked or whatever, or you have to share revenue. But if it's just happening once or twice, your channel should be good. But when you have like 40 or 50 videos and it all shows up at once, the algorithm's going to react. So I'm guessing I'll be remonetized at least by April, and then whatever money, revenue I'm able to put together with views in April will be paid out at the end of May. It's a long wait. It's gonna be tough. So thank all of you guys who have helped out with the links in the description and the links and the link that's up in the chat right now. So that something has changed that's for the better. That gives me hope that we will get remonetized. But man, what a to-do. What a mess this has caused, you guys. Monkey Zor, what's up? Belarus and Russia, two perfectly normal countries. Kroom, ORVILLE people helped change the license? Yes, because you have to realize the soundtrack just came out, and that goes to a whole other company to organize, a music company. Well, there's two music companies, so they get the rights. They're not, the music company's not thinking about me. They don't know me at all. And so the Orvilles let them know who I am, and then I guess I have clearance now. But I'm still going forward. I ain't doing that. And even if I have, even though now I have the rights to use that music, I'm still gonna mute it out of all those videos, because I want to, like I've said, I always want to do these things right. I'm not trying to get away with anything. It was just an accident, something I thought that I had the rights to, and I did at the time. But then a new contract comes up. All makes sense to me. I just hate that I had to go through all this just to try and figure it out. But also, since it just had the change on my channel that I have the rights to use that stuff, I'm gonna wait a couple more days and see if it just happens to demonetize my channel, and I'll keep you guys updated, or happens to remonetize my channel. Stupid English words. I don't know why they have to be the way that they are. So difficult. I'll keep you guys updated. And just so you know, the Orville soundtrack just came out on Tuesday. You can go into the community page. I saw that it's available on Amazon. If for those of you that just need to listen to it right now, you got to have it. 72 songs, which is a lot of music. And the music in season 3 was the best music they've ever come up with. And, and even though the other 2 seasons were also amazing, this 3rd one is incredible. I haven't looked. I wonder if any of Gordon's songs made it, or is it fully just the score? Just 72 songs. I just haven't gone through it yet. FP Sunny, do you have a day job? No, I have been doing internet stuff ever since I went full time about 4 years ago. So there's the YouTube side. There's I have affiliate marketing stuff. I have some internet jobs that I do. What do they call that? It's not a full job, but you get it every once in a while. So I have different things, but the big money maker is YouTube. And everything was going really great, especially in all of February, which is like one of the worst months to be a content creator. I was doing pretty damn good. I was keeping my head above water all through February. I was pretty proud of myself. And then boom, the very end of February, you are demonetized. But yeah, I used to have a day job, and then the content creation started working, which was the whole plan the whole time. How about that Riker? He is not supposed to be like that. Like what? How is he supposed to be? Booger, music rights were a big problem for releasing WKRP in Cincinnati. It was cheaper for them to buy rights for a video production than a film production. However, still prohibitively expensive for a DVD release. Good old WKRP. Man, that's a throwback. Can you hop back in the food delivery thing for the short term? I would, but my car just can't handle it. It's falling apart. But also, I tried that a few months ago, and man, the jobs just don't come. You spend all your day just waiting around for a job to come through, and they don't. Maybe one job every couple hours. I'm still demonetized. I'll probably be demonetized for the rest of the month, but I'm going to keep, like I said, I'm going to keep track of the updates that's been happening to my channel with the videos being blocked, and see if that changes even more, where they're just clear. And if that's the case, I'm going to send a video. I'm not allowed to contact YouTube until March 26th, but I can contact them earlier if I make a video and send it to them. So I'm gonna do that and keep you guys apprised of what's occurring or not occurring. Yeah, the Egotastic Mobile is falling apart. I try not to drive it very far or for very long. I got that car 11 years ago. And even when I got it, it was 2 years old. But having had it for 11 years, that still doesn't have a lot of mileage on it for a car that old. I mean, it's got a lot of mileage on it, like 126,000 miles, but it should be a lot more. I just always have tried to take care of it by not driving it hard or driving it too much. Because I'm like, I've been poor my whole life, so I always try to keep things lasting as long as I can, just by being nice to my things. Not only is that whack, Jet Screamer, it's wiggity, wiggity, wiggity whack. Monkey Zor, the Egotastic mobile is falling apart. No! Booger says the DVDs have different songs than the original episodes in some cases. Yeah, I can believe that, because you might just get a little clip of a song from in an episode, but there's actually a full song that makes it to the digital medias. I miss seeing names in green, because being demonetized means you can't have memberships anymore until I get remonetized, and then everything kicks back on. But yeah, I miss seeing your guys' badges, the ability for you to use the emojis. I miss seeing those green highlighted names. Really helped with the picking out stuff to read. Let's see. All those guitars behind you, why aren't you Red Fang 2.0 yet? Because I'm JP 1.0. Actually, there's a JP 2.0 with the new channel. Link is in the description for the SUPEREGOTASTIC. It's my new comedy channel, going back to where I started with YouTube before I stopped doing all that comedy stuff. Because, we got into the ORVILLE, and the ORVILLE came along, so I moved in that direction. But I always wanted to get back to doing the comedy. This seems like a perfect opportunity to get that built up and start creating new stuff again. Booger says, from what I've heard, music publishers have bots that scan videos for their songs and automatically file claims. The bots have no idea who actually has rights. That's exactly right. That's exactly what happened. They were preparing for the new soundtrack. It's a whole different company that's in charge of it. So they just went with the normal thing. That music company has no idea about this channel or anything like that. So yeah, the bots probably did it all, and it kicked the algorithm into saying, hey, this is not right. This is horrible what Egotastic Fun Time is doing. Shut it down. Shut it all down. But no, I think we're going to get this fixed, you guys. It's just going to take a little while. Loki's Mornings of Mischief. Hail, brother. The appeal will take a while. Just make sure you've edited out whatever copyright is there as much as possible before the appeal. That's what I'm doing, but I do have the rights now. The ORVILLE gave me the rights to use the music, but I'm still not going to mess with it. I'm going to get rid of all the music from the end screens. The 25, 30-second end screen. I'm going to get rid of all of it and start fresh. Better than, people don't even really watch those videos that much anymore. This channel is always just the last couple videos that I make are always the ones that get any views. And then that goes away, and then, they move to the newer stuff. But I want that stuff out there for anyone who might want to watch it. But yeah, I'll just get rid of the music because it's not important. It's not important at all at the end. There is news. That's right. I read this yesterday, Curtis Tate. As well, I've predicted this in a stream a couple weeks ago. There's no way that Discovery is going to be able to. They're not going to be able to keep affording to pay for that series. It does, it certainly has an audience, but it doesn't have probably as big of an audience as they want. They got lots of new Star Trek stuff that people like, but I don't know this at all because we'll never get the numbers from them. But I'm guessing the first 3 episodes of the new Star Trek Picard has probably gotten more views than all the other new Star Trek put together. So they're probably thinking to themselves, oh, this is the direction to go. We finally figured something out that people are really happy with. But of course, I don't know. I'm just making that up. Just assuming. You assume too much. So yeah, they announced that they're going to have one more season of Discovery, and then that show is done. With what I haven't kept track of Discovery. Does that make it 6 seasons? I don't know. Not 5 seasons. Is it 5 seasons or 6 seasons this last season will be? I really don't know. Jonathan Perez, hey JP, what's new? What's news? I'm still demonetized, but I'm starting to see little clues that everything will be hopefully back to normal by April or the end of this month, which is pretty much the same thing. I now have everything I got demonetized for. I now have the rights to. I have the rights to use that sound clip, even though I'm going to get rid of the sound clip from all the, I'm editing out one by one that little end track, but I have to do it through YouTube, or else I have to erase the whole video and put it up, and that loses everything. So it's worth it just to go one by one in the YouTube editor and edit it out, because it's just an end screen. Big whoop. But I do have the rights now. Apparently, it looks like something changed right before I started this stream. I noticed there's been changes to all the notifications. It went from full blocked now to partially blocked in Belarus and Russia. So I'll give it another day or two, see if there's any more updates. And I'm still going to edit out the end screen, but then I'm going to send YouTube a video, which is my only option, unless I want to wait until the 26th of March. I'm going to send them a video saying, hey, I have the rights to this stuff now. And see if that gets me remonetized earlier. I don't expect anything to happen quickly. This is all robots you got to deal with, but hey. Hey YouTube. Disco got good in the 4th season. 4th season, I did not watch, but I did enjoy going along for the story for season 3. Season 1, season 2, a couple moments that are kind of okay, but they're mostly. But I decided to once they went to the 1,000 years in the future and away from everything canon, I was like, okay, let's give it a shot, and I enjoyed the ride. Didn't really care for the ending of season 3. I was like, oh, that's kind of lame. But the adventure to get there was fun. But I watched the first episode of season 4 when it first came out, but it didn't catch me, so I didn't even continue watching the show. I figured someday I would do it, but I never got that inkling to watch it. But man, am I enjoying Picard season 3. Oh my goodness, that is some legit Star Trek right there. OMG, what's up, Woody's augmented reality? OMG, I too always get copyright stuff from one place, Belarus. Weird, good old Belarus. I don't know much about Belarus, but I do know a little bit about Russia, and Russia doesn't need to have an egotastic fun time right now. They got other stuff to deal with. They need to be worrying more about overthrow-tastic fun time. Let's see. Russian bots jacking the internet. You know how them Russian bots are, you guys. They're the worst robots. They're the most evil robots. Avis willing you will have your channel back in full swing too. Yeah, because now putting together the new channel, which is available now, the SUPEREGOTASTIC, link in the description. It's going to be all comedy, whatever weird stuff I come up with, and super secret shorts. This channel, Egotastic Fun Time, is going to be nerdy conversations, reviews, all Orville stuff all the time, but also reviews and conversations about other stuff that I watch, and also super secret shorts. The shorts are good. I was so worried when I got demonetized. I thought it was the shorts, which was very disappointing. But that wasn't it. The shorts are fine, which is great because I love making the shorts. And the shorts are a great way to advertise your channel and spread your audience, grow your audience. People will discover you, and if they watch your shorts, which they will because YouTube's pushing out shorts, someone watches a short and you make a long form video. The long form video will show up in their home screen, which is definitely what you want. Archmage says Belarus just passed a law making it legal to steal music from countries they list as unfriendly. Illegal or legal? Because either way, it makes sense. Mark Lerner, taking a bite of vodka plus breakfast cereal and your reaction in slow-mo would make a good short. That's another thing I thought about starting to do, is taking some of my old Egotastic videos and making shorts out of them. And that way they're fully original shorts. Eat my shorts, YouTube. Jet Screamer. It will be the feel-good movie of the year. What movie? I missed something. Von Daheim. I hoped to get something out of my favorite community. JP always lifts me up, but I can't stay focused. Thanks for all your good wishes. Thanks, Vaughn. Space Jesus. Oh, I'd watch that. Space Jesus would be a fun movie. He has his own spaceship and everything. That would be a feel-good movie, so maybe that's where we're going. Last night I started watching The Consultant on Apple. Not Apple. I can't watch Apple. I'm not signing up for Apple. I tried to sign up for Apple Plus or whatever it's called once, and you had to get iTunes and all this crap. I'm not going through that. Apple, just be an app, damn it, that I can get. Maybe they've changed that and I haven't looked into it yet. But I started watching on Amazon Prime. Started watching The Consultant. I watched about 5 episodes last night. I'm digging it. It's okay. It's weird. It's kind of like I'm getting Twilight Zone vibes from it. Not everything that happens in it makes sense. That's not how I would react in certain situations. But it's okay. It's going good. I'm enjoying it. Woody's augmented reality from Mascogate, or Muskogee. Booger says, I don't know much about shorts, but it seems that many of them are just reposts from a certain Chinese platform. I'm sure many of them are. They have rules about that. If your short has like any of that branding from TikTok or another site or something like that, it's not. They don't consider it anything. They might post it, but you don't get credit for any of it. But yeah, because everyone's trying to get on it, and they have all this other content from all the other platforms, so they're just, kind of recycling. What I do with shorts is I find just some of the funny moments from stuff that I like, and I clip it out and I re-edit it into almost a whole new thing. Like I'll take something funny from a movie or a show, and I'll take the first 3 seconds of some part of it and then another 8 seconds from another part of it, put it all together just to get to the point, get to the gist of the joke. Nice 15-second, 20-second videos, and they do great. People watch them, and I make it so that no subscribers are notified of the short, so you have to actually look for them if you're interested in checking them out. I just don't want to bother people. That's too many notifications. If I'm putting out 4 shorts in a day, subscribers don't need 4 notifications. And you don't even need your subscribers to watch the videos, because they're going to push it out to other people anyway. You know what's good for shorts? Pokemon card pack openings. I remember doing those card pack openings for the Orville Season 1. The Orville Season 1 had trading cards. And so I'd get packs, open them up, make videos about them. There was supposed to be a Season 2 card packs for the Orville, but they never came out. I know the Rittenhouse company was in the process of making them, putting them together, but I guess it just never got released, which makes me think there's probably not going to be a Season 3 trading cards either. But gosh, that's okay. I just want, I don't want trading cards. I want Funko Pops and action figures. I don't even want ships. I want action figures, damn it. Jet Screamer, Raffi and Worf are getting a show. Rufy and the Beast. I would watch a show with Worf. I know Michael Dorn has been trying to get a Star Trek show off the ground for a long time. This might be the way to do it. And Worf was supposed to be, well, not supposed to be, but he might have been in Discovery as a ancestor of Worf. Remember when Michael Dorn, not an ancestor of Worf, but Worf's No, how do you say that? Part of Worf's lineage in the future. Great, 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 great quadruple great grandson or something like that. But remember when Michael Dorn played an actual ancestor of Worf in Undiscovered Country? So he basically just had a different forehead, but he's still basically Worf. Archmage says, I want an Orville Bridge play set with the old Playmates Enterprise D. Oh, good. I remember Playmates. You had as a kiddo. Yeah, I would love one of those. What's the company that makes the Orville ship models? I can't remember. But they look great. I would love to have one of those. An official one. I have my Orville ship. It's somewhere. I can't remember. And but that was just a 3D print that a fan made. It looks great, but man, a full-on like metal cast type thing would be awesome. Worf is a daddy now. I dig the silver. Yeah, Worf. The new Worf look is pretty damn good. It's appropriate. Progeny. Descendant. Couple of descendants. There you go. That's the word I was looking for. You have action figures, but you have to take them out of the package and play with them. Well, the rule is you have one to play with, one to display, and one as a backup. That's how you got to have action figures if you're a collector. If you don't have three, you're not doing it right. All right. See, I would just have one. I don't give no F's, so I would just have one to play with. I'm not, if I can't play with it, I don't care about it. I don't need to display. I need to play. And people were like, no, you got to have one in the box so it keeps its worth because it's going to be worth something someday. I've played that game before in my life. You know how many in the package Star Wars figures I have in a box in the closet? Look them up. They ain't worth jack. Colonel Worf was Lieutenant Worf's grandfather. Mago, House of Moog. Yeah, he mentioned that. Worf mentioned that. I am Worf, the House of Moog. But I grew up on Earth, eating pizza. House of Rosenko. Booger says, I want to trip out to Paramount Studios in a Playmates contest once. Got to tour the DS9 set. Oh, that's cool. That was a cool set because it's a big to-do. It's not just a bridge, right? And meet Michael Westmore. Very nice. Keep one in a box and buy one to play with 3 months later when they're on clearance at Target for $3.99. Yeah, if you're going to buy them on sale. That's for sure. And then you wait 20 years and they'll be worth $9.99 if you can sell it for that much. Someone will buy it for you. It's only worth what people will pay you for it. Because you can say, this thing is worth $800. I was like, well, I'll give you $5 for it. Okay. Jet Screamer, I was a pathetic kid. I cared more about blank tapes than action figures. Nothing wrong with that. I like blank tapes too. Remember making mixed tapes from off the radio? Man, life was just pathetic back in the day. Remember when music cost money? That's pathetic. Some music still costs money. Not everything is free on Spotify and all that stuff, but there's enough that's free that you'll never know you're missing anything. Envious. Actually, Worf would be House of Martok now. Ooh. Well, we don't know. Maybe he disowned that. I mean, it's been like 30 or 40 years, right? A lot happens. Maybe there's a story behind it. I like that they. I guess it was revealed that the main. No spoilers really, but the main villain this season is DS9 related. It's a DS9 situation going on. Though I still think, without giving any spoilers, that these little conspiracy worms from season one that had the whole conspiracy, I still don't think they're out of the zeitgeist in this season of Picard season 3. Bad guys, when you get bad guys that join cahoots with other bad guys, you get super bad guys. So this might be a super bad guy situation. Dr. Demento. Good old Dr. Demento. I remember that. I remember Wolfman Jack. Yeah, that's true. This is I agree. Archmage says this is just episode 3. I'm not even positive those DS9 people are the true baddies. Yeah, I think there's definitely going to be a mystery behind the mystery. Woody's augmented reality said, "Remember Wolfman Jack?" I didn't even read that. I just remembered him, and then at the same time that you were typing it up. Booger says, "I got a tour of the makeup shop from Mr. Westmore. Got to see the prototypes for the Jem'Hadar being sculpted by his staff. That is cool. What a memory, man. That is one of the best Star Trek memories a person could have. My main Star Trek memory isn't even a Star Trek memory, but I met William Shatner once. But it wasn't for Star Trek stuff. It was for his new album that was coming out, Has Been, which is a good album. I know we make fun of William Shatner's music, but this is a good album. It was produced by Ben Folds. It has some good guests on it. Hey, but do you remember microphone? Our microphone. Hey, good looking. I'm back for you later. I'll be back for you later. I don't know what that is. I mean, maybe I do. I'm just not. It's not ringing a bell at the moment. Still got Moriarty to appear at some stage, and Lore, and LeVar Burton's going to show up at some point too. I wonder how big of a role he has. And I wonder if we're going to be using Moriarty for help, or if he's part of the bad guy problem. Maybe season 3 is a bunch of bad guys from different moments of Star Trek have come together to form a new axis of evil. Linda soundtrack. Are we still talking about Shatner? Is that was that his wife's name? I can't remember. I could be way off on this. Did anyone else see the Night Court with Nana Visitor? It was on the Reddit last week. The original Night Court or the new Night Court? You met William Shatner? I'm sorry. He was actually lovely. I know he's not always lovely, but he was lovely because he showed up. He showed up for fans to meet him for that album. I got it signed by him. Oh whoa, I got William Shatner's signature somewhere in this house. I didn't even think about it like that. Chatted with him very briefly about his new role as Denny Crane. That's how long ago it was. He was very interested to hear thoughts about that show because it just premiered. There was probably only 2 or 3 episodes out at that point. And then chatted with him very briefly outside of Tower Records, which is where the whole event happened. And he was way taller than I thought he was going to be. He's not short. The true baddie is obviously Groppler Zorn from Encounter at Farpoint. Man, that's really going back to the beginning of Picard with Enterprise, with the D. Is Moriarty free yet, or is he still confined to his bottle? I assume he'd still be confined to his ship in a bottle, but you never know. He's a tricksy hobbitsis. he's a tricksy hobbit, so maybe he figured out how to expand his reach outside of that little portable holographic thing. Well, portable holodeck, I guess you would call it. Maybe he figured out how to get into the system and expand and get his influence out into other things that are computerized in an LCARS fashion. Or they're like, you know what? We need some of his expertise on something. Let's bring him back. Let him know he's been stuck in a bottle all these years. Though I'm sure he's figured it out. I guess we're gonna have to wait and see on that one. I'm looking forward to it either way. That's for sure a character I never ever thought would be brought back, but always wanted an update on. OG Night Court. I think I've seen a clip of Nana Visitor on an episode of OG Night Court. OG Night Court, it's the best. I can't wait to watch some more Night Court. I'm at the look-alike of Yaphet in my napkin. I have two. I'm kidding. Shatner is a legend. That he is. Yeah, the original Night Court featured Brent Spiner as well as Bob Wheeler. Wouldn't it be great if they brought that hillbilly of the galaxy back to the new Night Court? I am getting a message. Okay, I can respond later. You guys. Oh, so going back to the demonetization thing, just to let everybody know I'm still demonetized. I'll probably be demonetized for the entire rest of the month, but I do plan on getting remonetized. Even though I have rights to the music now, thanks to the Orville. Thank you guys. Thank you, production. True friends out there. I'm still going to get rid of the audio from that clip. But the new channel, the SUPEREGOTASTIC, is me going back to my comedy roots. I'm only going to be putting up short comedy videos that I write on that channel. No reviews, no nothing. Just comedy, so I can stand out as my own thing. And then also some shorts on there. All the nerdy conversations will be right here on Egotastic Fun Time. Video reviews, conversations, live shows. The stuff that we do. And then, of course, anything that happens with the Orville is going to be happening right here. I'm not going to, until I'm remonetized, I'm not putting out a single video on this channel unless it's important Orville news. But, of course, we'll be doing live shows and stuff like that on this channel until I get remonetized. And I want to thank you guys for keeping me afloat, helping me stay afloat during this time where I am now a YouTube intern, basically. I very much appreciate it. Support links are above at the top of the chat and in the description. Just wanted to throw all that out there. But I'm not stopping. I'm going to keep going. I plan on making content on YouTube as long as YouTube exists and as long as I exist. Yeah, I'm going to have a geriatric channel at some point. It's going to be a little while, but I'll have it. Do I have VR? Or are you talking to Jet? I'm talking to Jet. I had PS4 VR. There's some cool stuff on there, but I'm not really, it's too much trouble. Beat Saber is great, though. Beat Saber is legit great, but I just could not stand how much room I would have to use up to play it, and you get some good exercise in Beat Saber, but that helmet gets real sweaty, and that tether in the back gets real old real fast. Geriatric Fun Time, we're gonna have an old time. Geriatric Fun Time, I remember when this entire URL was orange fields as far as the eye could see. Yeah, Beat Saber is a good one. If there was a wireless headset that I can get for free that plays Beat Saber, I would be on that thing every day. I mean, they do have the wireless VR now. I'm sure they got Beat Saber. If it was wireless and free and Beat Saber, I'd be there. But yeah, if you guys have VR, I do recommend Beat Saber. Archimage says there were some early plans for Moriarty to be the hologram character on Voyager, but they passed on it due to rights issues and too many headaches. Yeah, plus it wouldn't work. I don't see that working. Maybe the actor would be fine, but having him, the Doctor, be the hologram Moriarty, I don't think that would work. Plus, come on, you can't beat Robert Picardo. You just can't beat him. He's the only hologram that ever needs to exist. He had the brain power to beat Data, or Data, as Pulaski would say. Yeah, poor Moriarty. They shut him down, but he was running the whole time. His consciousness was stuck for a few years in the holodeck simulation program. Just sitting around. Basically, just sitting around in front of a computer all day. That's what most of us do, right? Good job, society. I don't want to go outside and play. It's rainy out there. Perhaps Moriarty has created and rules over an entire hollow universe that includes Dixon Hill, boom, Worf's workout, and Scotty's 1701 bridge. Hey. Let's not leave Mr. Broccoli's programs offline. He has some pretty good programs, I have to say. Archimage Robert Picardo was recently in The New Quantum Leap in one of the better episodes of the revival. I still need to get caught up. I only watched the first 2 episodes of The New Quantum Leap. I enjoyed it. But then there's the 3rd episode, which was the boxing episode. I didn't watch it because I just was like, that story's... and I'm sure I'm wrong. I was like, boxing stuff doesn't interest me. Even though there's a great boxing episode of the original Quantum Leap. Yeah, I need to go back. Because I know not continuing it was my fault and not the show's fault. Though I didn't like all the attention that was being given to the real world. I liked the time travel stuff. I liked it when he was trying to figure out what he was supposed to do and didn't quite understand, didn't quite know. There was all a guessing game. With the help of Gucci saying, 67% chance that that's what you're supposed to do. But we didn't know for sure. We never got much story from the modern day. Because that's just CSI stuff. I'm like, I want some time travel history stuff. I don't want I don't want CSI stuff going on. I mean, it's fine. It's a fine genre, CSI. But it's not what I want in my time travel shows. How is it they're able to use Moriarty but not Sherlock Holmes? Well, maybe Lore will take the role of Sherlock Holmes. Before it was played by Data. I understand it was a rights issue for Holmes, but wouldn't that apply to Moriarty too? Well, they use Sherlock Holmes in Star Trek. It was played by Data. Yes, include Barclay's programs and Geordi's creepy Leia Brahms clone, plus Robin Hood. Well, Robin Hood was Q's thing. Q did that to us. And then, but yeah, the Leia Brahms clone. That was a great episode because he thinks he knows her. But like when he really meets Leia Brahms, and she has no idea who this dude is, and he thinks they have some sort of connection, but in real life they don't. He was just doing some creepy clone hub stuff. Activate the photonic cannon. I still maintain that Paramount should just make a damn Captain Proton show. That'd be fun. You think they would do it in black and white or in color? Actually, I think they should do it in black and white and then colorize it. That would even be more fun. I think Paramount Plus should be doing fun Star Trek one-offs like that. That should be short treks. There's fun stuff like that. Do a short trek that is a Captain Photon episode. All right, Boogerberg says I have to run to a doctor's appointment. Might make it back before the end. Well, I'll be heading off here in just a few minutes, you guys. I just wanted to check in, chat with you guys, give you updates, talk about some nerdy stuff, and then I'm going to go back and keep making more videos for the new channel. VR date with Minuet. Minuetta. Barkley is the 24th century equivalent of Fabulous Fabio. Remember, I love that they brought, well, not only Deanna, but they brought Barkley back for Voyager. That last season of Voyager. That was a fun cameo. And then they brought Riker back for the end of Enterprise. Love the episode. Hate it as a series finale, though. But I love the episode. But if it was just a regular episode, not a series finale, they could have had it in the very next episode. You find out that Trip didn't die, and that the computer was just telling Riker what he needed to hear to make the decision he was trying to make. Stupid. Was that Pegasus? Was that the Pegasus TNG episode? Is that what it was called? I can't remember. Captain Photon's shorts treks makes sense. Yeah, if they do stuff like that, people, Trekkies, long-term Trekkies would love it. And even the newer fans would love it as well. If they make it good. But I think with Terry Matalas now being in charge, well, at least of Picard, hopefully they'll give Terry some an opening to control some more shows, some more Star Trek series, because he wants to do it right, and he knows how to do it right, because he's a huge Trekkie, but also he's worked on Voyager and on Enterprise, so he knows how to do it correctly. So, and with the success of this new season, I think they're going to start putting him in charge of some new stuff. He won't have to do Discovery because that's ending. I think Strange New Worlds probably is doing well enough where he doesn't have to take over it, but maybe they'll allow him to have some input on certain things. And then the cartoons are the cartoons. But yeah, we're going to need some new shows to come out because they're not going to have Discovery. They're not going to have Picard, which was planned. So that's 2 shows down. They're going to need to come out with something. They just need one thing that is big, that does really well. Strange New World's great, but they need a new thing. Something that's moving forward. Not taking us back. Yeah, Killing Trip was not needed. I'm fine with Killing Trip if it was just a holodeck program. That's fine. But then, yeah, he's got to come back. Because they've killed Trip before. Remember when Trip died? And they made a clone of him? And then when the clone was ready, they were going to put... I don't know. They were going to put Trip's mind in him. I don't know. He's basically a body donor. And it was such a good episode. It's so sad. And they thought they were doing something that was going to be easy. And it turned out to be super sad when you really think of what was really going on. Poor fake Trip. Poor guy. Yeah, I'm still upset about Tucker as well. It was. They just wanted to have a big ending because they didn't know they were going to be shut down. So they had to scramble. That episode was a scramble. They're like, okay, we're done. So we got to end this thing. And we don't know what to do because we thought we were getting more seasons. They probably thought they were getting 7 seasons. We've watched every Strange New World. I've seen all Strange New World episodes except for the one where the Hemmer has an issue. I won't say what it was for people that don't know. That's the only episode I didn't see. I smell colors. Me too. I thought it smelled a little blue in here. Ugh, now it smells brown. I like Lower Decks. I still have to get caught up on season 3, but I really enjoyed the first 2 seasons quite a bit. Yes, justice for Trip. I didn't get a response, but I did ask Terry Matalas on Twitter if he had the opportunity to make a new Enterprise series, how he would want to go about it. I think he liked the comment. I don't remember if I got an answer or not. I don't think I did. Justice for Trip, Hemmer, Icheb, and I'll toss Hugh in there too. Yeah. Trip was a sad one. Icheb I didn't care about. Didn't care about that so much. It always felt like a side character to me. And Hugh was sad. It was great to get an update on Hugh, though. Darn, that really was a great episode. Clone Trip that could have been Enterprise, the firm. Yeah, the story is so good on the Clone Trip episode. That really should be up there as a one of the top Star Trek episodes. Just that story and the moral quandary of it is just top notch stuff. It's like the purpose of Star Trek. Jack Crusher series. I like Jack Crusher. I like him a lot, but I don't know if I would trust. Well, if it's Terry Metalis, I would trust the Jack Crusher series would be good. But I just don't want them. I rather have Captain Shaw series. Maybe Jack Crusher joins the crew in some form. Maybe he becomes the Doctor. That would work because he does have all that experience. But I think a Captain Shaw series would work pretty well. But even then, I don't know because he's kind of a gray character. Sometimes he's too much of a jerk. Sometimes he could be nice in a non-willing type way. I still don't know what's going on with him being a jerk about Seven of Nine's keeping her name. Hugh Betcha. But I like the dude, but he's a little too pissed off. But hey, you know what? That's just a couple of writing changes. They do it in shows all the time. A character will be a totally different vibe in the second. Well, it wouldn't be any second seasons here, but if they did a spin-off, it'd be the second time we meet the characters. So I'm sure they would make some changes. I mean, even The Office. In The Office, Michael's character is different in the second season than he is in the first season because people hated him. The audience hated him too much in the first season, so they backed off, made some changes, and he became more lovable. Season 2 going forward. Hey, Mr. Scott, what you gonna do? What you gonna do to make my dreams come true? I found out I had to do a lot of investigating to figure it out. But I figured out I was demonetized for using an audio clip during all my end themes music. Just the end theme, the outro to all my videos, the second half of last year. I did not have I did kind of have the rights, but then new licensing came up for the audio track, and the company in charge doesn't know anything about me. It's a whole different company, but thanks to our friends at the Orville universe, it looks like I now do have the rights, probably more rights than I should have, for the audio tracks from the Orville. And I'm not going to use any of them. I'm actually going back to make sure that I edit out that end theme song and all my videos from the second half of last year. Even though I do now, it looks like I have the rights to them. I'm going to get rid of it because I don't want to do anything sketchy at all with my YouTube channels. But I'm still not remonetized. I'm guessing I'm either going to I'll wait a couple days, see if anything gets updated without me doing anything. But I'm going to have to contact YouTube. I either have to wait until March 26th to reapply, or I can send them a video anytime I want. So I'm going to wait a couple more days to get more information. And then once I have that information, I'm going to make a video and send it to YouTube. So hopefully I can get remonetized before April. But if that doesn't work, I'll probably have to wait until April. And I don't know how long it takes for you to reapply and then they actually approve it and everything comes through. So things are still dire. But at least I know what to do. I know where I'm going. I got the backing of the bigwigs over at Orville Plus. They got my back, so hopefully we'll be able to get some stuff going, getting things fixed. But I'll let you guys know as soon as I know. But I'm really, even though I'm feeling a lot better that we're gonna get it back, I just don't know how long it's gonna take. That part's pretty scary. Beverly's in canon, her middle name is Ball. Beverly Ball Crusher. Oh my gosh. First I was thinking of Lucille Ball type of thing because she got red hair. But then we got her last name added to it. Beverly Ball Crusher. Eric says, I'd like to see a series about Worf. I think a lot of people would like a Worf series. I'm really liking the new Worf, where he's still kicking ass and taking names, but he's more covert. It almost, even though he hasn't said it, I don't think he said it, though I do remember hearing the phrase this season. Is Worf part of Section 31 now? I hate Section 31. I've hated it since it was introduced way back in the day, because it means that Starfleet are a bunch of liars. They're a bunch of fakers. But if they have to have a Section 31, if Worf's in it, I can handle it a little bit better. Yeah, I'll be watching season 2 of Strange New Worlds, no doubt. It's a fun show. They did a good job at figuring out how to mix some of the going too far with stuff from Discovery with it having its own show. It's a nice little mix, so it's not as deplorable. So it's updated, but still it feels like the adventures of the original series a little bit. The original series. We got to remember, Star Trek is a failed pilot. It's failed. It was the Cage. It's failed. They didn't want it. But they so this is actually the original series. Cardinals was thinking Cannonball. Worf, son of Meg. Worf said he is a subcontractor. Okay, thank you. For Starfleet Intelligence. Section 31 was mentioned as an offhand remark once. Yes, I remember hearing it. I think it was during a Raffi talking to her handler scene, which turns out to be Worf. I thought it could possibly, I figured it was either going to be Worf or possibly Moriarty causing mayhem. Because, of course, at one point the handler mentions Warrior. People are like, oh, Worf. I'm like, yeah, that would totally work. But also in the trailer, season trailer, Moriarty mentions the word Warrior. I was like, ooh, that'd be good. I'm glad it ended up being Worf, though. Worf, are you in good hands? Heck yeah, if my handler is Worf. At least now you know what the problem is, and you can take steps to get things fixed. Yes, now I feel I can get things fixed, which is way better than I felt on Friday, where I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know where the problem is. I don't know who to reach out to. Yeah, Michael Dorn did advocate for a long time for a Captain Worf TV show. I think it would have been him in charge of probably a Klingon ship or something like that. That I'm not as interested in. Sorry, Michael Dorn. I like you in Starfleet, or even an offshoot of Starfleet, something. So I'm glad we're kind of getting that with you. I like how you like to avoid violence unless you can avoid it, and then you're instantly like, stabbing fools and whatnot. Worf doesn't hesitate. He is Worf from the clan of Moog, and he'll fight when he's challenged. There can be only one. Hey, Dan Crane. Hail JP. Hail JP. Hail JP. Damn. Teppo says, Worf could handle me anytime. Also, he's way more trim. He's way more healthy looking, Michael Dorn. I mean, years and years ago, he started working on his health, so he's been pretty healthy for a while now. But it's good to see a healthy Worf. Makes him look taller. Sailor says, I feel like the best thing they can do for Raffi's character is kill her off in some way where she's saving freedom or something. Yeah, you never know. If this is a final season, you don't know who they might end up killing off. They might kill off Picard. I can see that happening very easily. I like Raffi's. I like Raffi with the work, the Star Trek work that she's doing. I do not give any SHs about her family situation. But all the other stuff, I like it. Like when she's doing her thing to try to, schmooze a bad guy or something like that. I enjoy that. Joel the Mad Gamer, please recap the reasons for your channel demonetization. It all comes from an audio clip that I used for almost all my videos the second half of 2022. Just the end, 25-30 second clip at the end, which was fine at the time, but there's been some new licensing with that audio clip. And if you get flagged for an audio copyright or anything like that for a video, it's usually fine. They'll just say, hey, we blocked this. There's an audio clip you're not allowed to use. But I had so many videos, and the algorithm noticed them all at the same time that it tripped the algorithm into demonetizing the entire channel. But now I know what all the videos are, exactly where the problem is, the last 30 seconds of every video. I have reached out to the correct bigwigs out there, and I now do have the rights. Like, it's in the system. I have the rights now for that music to play it. I'm not going to. But I do. So now I just have to wait for the system to get everything fixed and re-monetize my channel, which I am guessing won't happen until the end of the month. But luckily, the right people have my back. We will be getting re-monetized. It's just going to be a wait. And then whatever repercussions come from that. But I'm only worried about the time it's going to take. But I'm not worried about it actually happening again. Woody's augmented reality. Teppo, talking to Teppo. My favorite Worf moment when Jadzia hisses him from behind and he jumps up and yells, "Ah!" I remember that. My favorite Worf moment. Oh, there are a lot, but I guess my favorite moment is the same as most people's favorite Worf moment, which is good tea, nice house. I mean, that's just the best. But also, when he's with Guinan on 10 forward and they're having drinks, and he goes, warrior's drink, and it's just prune juice. I don't like her character. She's toxic. I don't consider her toxic. I consider her broken, but she considers herself broken as well. But yeah. She's an acquired, that type of character is usually an acquired taste. I acquired it, but I really do not care about her family life. Do not care. Because that does seem a little over the, too on the nose, I guess. On the head. Over the head. No, that's not right either. We'll just go with the nose thing. Dorn said he is modeled after the guy that trained Uma in Kill Bill Volume 2. Oh, he was doing that was probably the best sword work I've seen Worf do. He's learned a new move or two. They could have made Raffi a much better character. She could have worked for Starfleet Intel under deep cover, got PTSD. They could have kept the BS drug stuff without this whole crackhead thing. Yeah, I don't mind the drug stuff because you know that's something that's going to be happening in the future as well. But I just don't like it being pushed in my face too much, like the "woe is me" stuff. Oh, I'm broken, and I need to get over it. I don't mind it, but sometimes it feels like a little too much. But also, I was gonna say, uh, uh, Tom Paris was basically a broken Starfleet officer that they brought back. I don't think he got into drugs or anything like that. Yes, the Orville outro music that I was using. But I informed the Orville. It looks like they fixed it all up for me. I'm all fixed. I'm all good because they're pals. They're good people over there, and they love this audience. But I'm still thinking on the robot side, the YouTube side, that's still going to take a little bit uh, of work and time to get the channel remonetized. But I do now have the rights. Like it looks like I officially have the rights for it now. Boom, Eric Stewart. Amanda Plummer is doing an outstanding job playing the villain. Can't think of her name right now. Varric, I think. Which is probably why you can't think of it because it's a weird ass name. Right now, and what about that ship, the Shrike? Awesome. Yeah, I love the ship. Definitely scary. The new ability, that new weapon that it has that it was using in the latest episode, that's some Twilight Zone type of weaponry right there, and aggravating. Amanda Plummer is doing so damn good. I Once I found out they cast her to play a villain, I'm like, huh? Because anything I've ever seen her before in is usually just like a sweet kind of flighty type of character. But man, she is scary. I cannot believe they thought to hire her, and it worked out so damn well. When I think of a villain, Amanda Plummer is not going to come anywhere into my thought process at all. But man, she's killing it. And it's only a little bit so far. We've only got a little bit of Varric so far. I believe that Raffi would have had her redemption in season 1, but they had to scramble and shoehorn Riker and Troy. Yeah, the first everything, all the new Star Trek shows were trying to scramble to get anything, any kudos from anything they can try to figure out from the audience, because it's expensive, and they're using it to try to build a streaming service, which really doesn't even need any Star Trek at this point. They got so much stuff for other types of audience members. I don't even think they need Star Trek stuff. But they're going to have to keep up with Star Trek stuff in some way or form, since they're the ones that decided to bring it back. And they got so much Star Trek. So much, in fact, Vatic. What did I say? Did I say that? Or are you just answering the question? They have to have some sort of Star Trek, because that's the bread and butter. That was the reason they started the whole streaming service thing. Well, that's ridiculous, Jet Screamer. Jet Screamer says, I really feel that Michael Chabon, can't remember, was trying to sabotage the show to the point that OG fans would hate it. If anybody has told you that, and I am sure there is a section of fandom that has been a menace on this front, trying to make you think people are trying to hurt people and single fans out and make stuff on purpose. That's never the case. Anytime you've ever heard that, that is never the case. So you can put that one away. It's not happening. He's just trying to write whatever he wanted to, what was in his head to write, to make a good product that hopefully people would like, which is all anyone in Hollywood is ever trying to do. Sometimes they go the right way, sometimes they go the wrong way, but they're never trying to hurt anybody. Even even what's his face? Oh gosh, who's in charge of Star Trek officially? You guys know. There's a letter A in there somewhere. I can't remember. I don't think about the people that make Star Trek anymore. Hardly. I remember back in the day where we knew the names of nobody who made stuff. And I'm like, why do we know the names of people now that make stuff? that produce, that write, all that stuff. We used to not know any of that stuff. We just knew that that Arnold Schwarzenegger was in the movie. We didn't know nothing else about it. But I'll tell you right now, no one's trying to hurt anybody, and they never will. Because that's not how a business is done in Hollywood. And stop learning the names of people that make shows. It's not important. But you know, there's a certain type of creators out there that they need someone to point out, to direct their followers to, because humans will always attach to a cause, whether it's a bad cause or a good cause. We all want a cause to attach to. I'm very passionate about this topic, by the way, if you didn't know. I just see fingers being pointed everywhere, and I'm like, no, that's not how we do things unless we want to burn people at the stake like we used to do. It's a very old, very, very old part of our human nature that still comes out in less violent forms, I guess. Humans, we're the worst. P. Shally, my aunt is a former Paramount exec, and I can tell you, behind the scenes there were very few fans making the product. Oh, I have no doubt. Well, they're fans of the new product, or at least they're hoping to be. But we have to remember, new Star Trek is not old Star Trek. It's a new thing with a new purpose and a new crew of people trying to put their thoughts into it. And usually a new thing will reflect the people that are writing it and the stage of the world that they are living in at this moment. It's always a reflection of the modern world. Some of us like the modern world. Some of us do not like the modern world. Yeah, Terry Metalis is definitely a fan. And also there's different types of fans, like from different eras as well. Like, for instance, Anson Mount is a huge fan of OG Star Trek. Like, it was part of his history, just as a regular fan watching. A lot of people working on these shows loved old Star Trek because, you know, their parents would watch it, or usually their dad would watch it. So they would watch it with their parents. JP, you are too nice. Burning at the stake is necessary from time to time. Yeah, I can see that. I got plenty of people. I'm like, if they burned at the stake, I'd feel bad for them, but I'm also like, kind of had to be done. But I only like it when the right people that really deserve to get burned at the stake. JP has the most amazing vibe. Thank you very much. I hope that's not a dirty thing you're talking about. I really noticed when a college friend of mine designed all the military hardware for Avatar, or as I call it, Abadar. I learned how to say the name of that film from Arnold Schwarzenegger. Abadar. Very proud of him. People that create things are awesome, I have to say. So yeah, if I see somebody make something cool, and I see this all the time with the Orville, and even with the Star Trek lately, fans have been making fan art. You know, posters and cool, you know, moments from the shows, stuff like that. I really like the posters people come up with. Some people are so damn good at drawing that I'm like, okay, that's one of the things that makes humanity worth it, even though humanity sucks. I'm sorry. I want the world to be awesome and all of us to have a utopian future, but I know it's never gonna happen because we as humans will never allow it to happen because we can't get away from our nature. But you know, there's some people that sometimes will defy human nature and just do some awesome stuff. And even though as bad as humanity can get, it's those things that still make it worth it. This experiment of being human is still worth it. Chris Andrew, JP, looking good, brother. For a second I read that as look around, brother. I'm like, oh God, somebody here. Looking good, brother. Congrats on losing the weight. I'm struggling with that myself. I'm still struggling. You know, certain things like my face is gone down, a little bit thinner, but this stomach is just will not go away. I've had it most of my life, and I cannot get it to cooperate. But having cut out alcohol completely 2 months ago is seeing a little bit faster results. So I'll keep doing that, and I think it'll finally start dissipating the treachery of one's own mass. I want to be smaller, but I also want to be a baller. If I had a girl that looked good, I would call her. I do. She's my wife. She looks pretty good. Yeah, and you got to remember, it's a struggle, and it's very hard in the society that we have built to, and the money that most of us don't have, to really say no to all the drugs that are on the shelves of our grocery stores and on the corner of every street that you can just drive right up to a window and they'll give you some horrible poison to munch on. It's tough. You have to, being thin is saying yes to more expensive things that aren't as yummy, even though there's some pretty good, yummy, healthy stuff out there. When everywhere you go, if you watch TV that has commercials, even when I go to the gym, you know, they got TVs up there. The TVs are just playing commercials for Burger King and for Twinkies. They don't have lettuce commercials. That's the society we live in. We're being tested every single moment of every single day. I command thee, stomach, cooperate. What was it I saw? There's a new show with Joel from Community. What's the name? Joel whatever. Animal Control. Imagine Parks and Recreation, but it's in the Department of Animal Control. It's a funny show. It's only got like 2 episodes out now, I think, where they all work in the animal control department. But they had this one thing, I won't give it away, but they kept saying, revenge, revenge. That's how I feel. Revenge. I'm going to get you, society. Stop trying to cover me in hamburger juice, you bastards. Yeah, I said it, society. I said it, 5 food groups. You're not that essential. Number 1, top of the pyramid, butter. Second level of the pyramid, you got 2 things. Hamburgers, pizza. Third level is just 1 thing, ice cream. And then you got alcohol, Snicker bars, and more Snicker bars. And then the bottom level is just cheese. Cheese of all sorts. Joel McHale, boom, that's it. Pishali, this is my favorite side of JP. You're not just about entertainment / sci-fi news. Oh, I got a lot more going on in my brain. Your brand is also about positivity. Yes. Now I realize I can't fight all the negativity out there. I'm just one guy going against an entire hundreds of, well, at least 100,000 years of human nature. But man, I'm gonna try to put some positivity out there. Matt Presley, what's going on? Can someone confirm that you can see my chats? I've been having issues lately. I can't see you at all, Matt. Just kidding. JK, you guys. How's it going, Matt? Sorry you're having issues. YouTube has issues sometimes. On my other channel today, I put out 2 videos today on the SUPEREGOTASTIC channel. The second, well, usually you put up a video, and then on your main YouTube studio screen, that video will be there, and you get all this latest information that's going on, views, thumbs up, comments, all this stuff. It took like 10 minutes. Even though the new video was up, it did not update for 10 minutes where I could see that video on my main YouTube studio screen. That doesn't happen. It's usually instant. So yeah, YouTube acts weird sometimes, and you never know where it's going to come from. Sometimes all analytics aren't up for 24 hours, 48 hours, even though they're always supposed to be on time. Animal Control is great. I agree, Curtis Tate. That's my type of show. I'm big on the comedy shows. I like especially NBC comedy shows. That's always my favorite. Always has been. But now I'm getting into a stage where I like fun documentaries. You know, for documentaries, little bite-sized documentaries as well, which is I really like. Netflix has a lot. They have this whole series called Explained, and they got a million of them, all kinds of different stuff. They have this whole season Explained, where it's all about the mind. So good. Like one about human behavior, one about sex, one about food. I don't know. They got so many different kinds of ones. I love them. I love little bite-sized pieces of learning things. I also like Mr. Rogers. That's a good show. I learned a lot from Mr. Rogers. I remember the time when Mr. Rogers took us to learn how mushrooms are made. They actually grow mushrooms like in caves and stuff. My grandma's slogan was butter makes everything better. Actually, butter's actually not that bad for you, but we usually always use butter on things that is very bad for us. But butter is basically fat, and fat's actually really good for you. You just got to make sure you don't put it on a bunch of bad stuff. It's the other stuff that usually makes it bad. Yeah, see right there, Woody's augmented reality says quality butter is good for you. Come get your butter. Why aren't you eating butter? Oh, do you like it more melty? Okay, I'll put it in the microwave. All right, Joel was great. Joel was great as Starman in Stargirl, right? That was, God, I forgot all about that. I want to see more of him as a superhero. Well, Joel is pretty buff. He's a pretty buff dude, and he's always fun. So, if they have him in a satiric type role as a superhero, I'm all about it. Peregrina sends out socially appropriate greetings to all intelligent life. So basically everyone in this chat is who you're talking about, because we are all intelligent life here. Oh, is there a third episode? Nice. I'll be watching that. Curtis Tate, I'm positive in my negativity. Let's see, positive in negativity. Of course, that's just negativity. But if you were negative in your positivity, I think that means the same thing. Negativity. Language. It's fun. I'm actually pretty negative about a lot of stuff. I just try to keep it away from entertainment. I'm negative about life, mostly. I'm negative about traffic. I'm negative about people taking too long in line at the grocery store. I'm usually negative about that stuff. Peopling. I like digital peopling. I don't like real life peopling. I'm a little bit of a get off my lawn type of person when it comes to real life. But in the digital world, it's all groovy and fun. Thanks, Daniel. Daniel says, love the positivity, JP, and your natural off-the-cuff humor. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. They were being weird about copyright, but I reached out to production, and it looks like I'm going to wait for the algorithm to update. Might take a day or two. But it looks like they're starting to remove a lot of the blocked stuff. But I've already been demonetized, so it will take probably time to say, hey, I got the rights to this music now. Please remonetize me. And also big thank you to Seth and Tom Constantino especially for being a friend of the show. Very much appreciated. Tepo says, JP, the U.S. was supposed to build the largest, I was going to say Hadron Collider. That'd be a great movie. They might already have that movie out on Pornhub, Hadron Collider. They defunded it, and it is a mushroom farm now. Oh, wow. I believe it. anything sciencey gets defunded unless it's the science of blowing stuff up. Then all the money goes to that. We don't have the money, but we want to blow stuff up. Oh, just kidding. Here's some money. I mean, we spend money so that we can have the ability to blow up the entire world 50 times over. Why can't we just blow up the world 25 times over? That should be pretty good enough, I think. Last night was the third. Okay, I wouldn't even have access to that episode of Animal Control until today, because I've been living that streaming life since like 2008. So anytime something comes out, I usually have it the next day. Thanks, Hulu. Tempest, Edax, Rerun. Which reminds me of Rerun. Remember that character? On Good Times? No, not Good Times. Good Times was the family show. Or was it? What show was Rerun on, you guys? This one goes dun da 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 da. It sounds like would be Good Times. You guys will know. Teach me. No worries, says P. Shalley. Just wondering if you knew John Titter. He talked about that on Collider. I guess I don't know who that is, because I'm sure I pronounced his name wrong. Chris says, what shows are you watching now? I'm loving The Last of Us. The Last of Us, that's a go-to. If I do not watch The Last of Us, I am not living life correctly. Last of Us is the thing I looked forward to the most every week. But I'm also watching Picard Season 3. And man, have I been having a great time with that. I was going to watch The Mandalorian, but I don't have Disney Plus, and this is a very bad time to sign up for anything new. But I am watching more stuff. Oh, last night I just started watching, what the hell is it? On Apple Prime. Not Apple. I keep doing it. Amazon Prime. Stupid letter A. The Consultant. That's good. It's decent enough to watch. But I am very interested to see where it goes. I was hoping it was going to be making a little bit more fun of the Zillennials generation, but it's not doing that at all. But it's still pretty good. Yeah, YouTube should pay JP extra for the Egotastic Funtime theme song, which has been back all 2023. I'm just not putting out videos right now because of the whole demonetization thing. Why waste my time, right? Why let YouTube make money on my content that they're not paying me for? Except for I am putting out content on the second channel, the Super Egotastic, because we're trying to get it monetized. We got the subscribers, we're just trying to get the views. And I've been putting out videos since yesterday. Probably got 5 or 6 videos up so far. And that's all going to be just weird comedy. Whatever weird stuff I come up with. What's happening? That's exactly it. Good Times was the one with the family. And they had Dynamite. JJ. What's his last name? JJ. I can't remember. And then What's Happening is the show about all the friends, and it's either a mom or an aunt. She kind of got a flow vibe going. She doesn't say "kiss my grits," but that's her attitude. And that was a fun show too. I used to watch that all the time back in the '80s, probably reruns. The '80s for me as a kid was all about reruns of shows that came out way before. What's Happening and What's Happening Now. Oh man, I hope they don't try to bring back that show again with the other What's Happening Now. At this point, they probably just bring it back to What's Happening. Or maybe they'll just call it You Up. John Titter was a time traveler. Maybe. Probably not, but maybe. Maybe he time traveled? Teppo says the one in Switzerland is Kern, the largest hadron collider in the world. The one they were building in the U.S. would have been much bigger. I worry some of these big things. I shouldn't worry. But yeah, there also is a good reason to worry. We make these crazy things sometimes. Are we able to understand the power that those things might possess? I know they got their safety checks, and I'm all for keep sciencing up stuff. Keep seeing what we can do. I just hope there's no accidents. Unless the Hadron Collider has an accident, and then all of a sudden, all times on Earth merge into one, and everyone who's ever existed now exists at the same time. Will the Earth be able to hold that many people before it's thrown off of its axis? Jimmy Walker. That's right, Jimmy Walker. He still does comedy, Jimmy Walker, I believe. John Smith says, my name is Florida. Florida. That's the name of a state. Why is my name Florida? It could be Flo Rida. Your name's Flo. Yeah, What's Happening did have a good theme song. Back in the day, all shows had great theme songs. Remember, Good Times theme song was good. Just be lucky we got 'em. Good times. The world don't move to the beat of just one drum. What might be right for you may not be right for some. There's a million of them. Take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have the facts of life. Every song had every show had a great theme song because they needed you to get, they needed to get you hooked on that theme song so that you would watch the show. Luckily, there wasn't as many TV shows back then, so most shows got some sort of play when it came to views. Nowadays, there's so much out there. Even if you have a show that's killing it, getting the most views of any TV show, those views are what a lame show that people didn't even like back in the day. It's the same amount of views. A horrible show's views back in the day is still way more than a top-notch show nowadays because there's too many shows. We need to go outside right now and play. Well, after the stream is over. But we got to go outside and play, you guys. Yeah, Facts of Life was my jam. It was everybody's jam. Here's the story of a lovely lady. Dan's man, JP, you're the sun in my JP YouTube Trinity. Spears, of course, is the super spirit. Jordan is the young father archetype. I looked up in the stars this morning, 6 a.m. New Zealand, and the stars don't lie. You are the man. Thank you, Dan's man. Dan's man, you are also a man, because it says so in your name. Thank you so much. They once found a scientist in a ventilation shaft in Kern. He had a crowbar. Well, he didn't know how to use it, poor guy. If I had a crowbar and I was in a shaft, I'd get out of that. Just kidding. If he couldn't do it, I probably couldn't do it either. It always amazes me how well I remember theme songs from my childhood. Well, we're going back to when we were younger. We had less in our brains. So that stuff really stuck with us. Songs, of course, you get earworms. It's a thing that humans can do that can get stuck in our brain very easily. The patterns, the melodies. But when we're younger, our brains are sponges. So it picks it up, locks it into place, and doesn't even allow it to stay in your subconscious that much. It'll come straight into the main consciousness of your brain, your frontal lobe. I can't tell you how many songs I got in there. We don't need another hero. All we need to know is the path home. People complain if the theme song is too long, or even if they're in new shows. They almost all have a skip button for the theme song. That's the TikTok generation, which has been evolving over the decades, way before there was a TikTok. We get more and more impatient. We get more and more, I want it now. Even regular modern music the beginning of the song is the chorus. There used to be an intro to songs. That was the method. That was the way you made a song. Is you have the intro, then you got the first verse, and then you key up that first verse, and then you get the chorus, verse, chorus, chorus, bridge, chorus. That's how songs were made. That was the rule. Now they go straight to the chorus. Get to it. It's like the Beatles all over again. Okay, the Greatest American Hero song. Dun, 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 dun. I can't believe it myself. No, 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 no. It must be somebody else. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. See, it's all in there, man. It's all in there. You see right there, Matt Presley says, "Ready or not, I'm walking on air. Never thought I could be so free." We should do a stream sometime where it's just see if JP knows the theme song. We'll start off with "Here we are, face to face, a couple of silver spoons." Punky Brewster theme song was great. Every time I turn around, dun, 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 dun. Back in the day, and even in the middle days, there were still theme songs. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. You know who took away the theme song? Every show had a theme song back in the day. First, it started with theme songs with lyrics, and then it went to theme songs with no lyrics, and then it went to no theme songs. You know who started that? Lost. I blame Lost. Because they switched it to Lost. And that's all it was. And everyone's like, yeah, get rid of that theme song. We could put a couple extra lines. A couple extra scenes of people being mad at Kate for ruining their plans. P. Shawley, Gordon's son could be out for revenge for the Orville erasing his timeline. Or his time dad. Aw, don't be mad at the Orville. Please, Star Trek, be nice. FYI, Paramount just announced Lilith is going to be in the new Frasier. Not sure if they is a main character or just a guest. Now, is Frasier, what's his nuts? He's still the star, I assume, right? Because my prediction is that the whole show is about turning the Frasier radio show into a podcast. And so that way it makes it so that old man Frasier and anybody else who's old is trying to figure out this whole new podcast thing, and they don't get the lingo or the way younger people are nowadays, but they're trying to fit in. So that offers a lot of fish out of water type of humor. If that's not what it is, then the show's going to suck. No, I love me some Frasier. I'm going to miss the guy who played his dad. For some reason, I really liked the dad character on that show. Believe it or not, George isn't at home. Please leave a message at the beep. I'm assuming that's a George Costanza line. It's all on Tubi. Tubi has some stuff on it, you guys. I've watched a couple things on Tubi. Demonetized, says Teppo. Demonetized! What might be right for you may not be right for some. A man was born, he's a man of means. Then along comes two, got nothing but the jeans. Did you know Alan Thicke wrote that song? I knew it. Oh, the old Mary Tyler Moore theme song. Oh, I can't remember right now, though I just heard it the other day. Why was I watching something about Mary Tyler Moore? I think it was a documentary. Can't quite remember. But that was a great show. That was one of the first really great pushing it to the limits type show. Well, for the day, it was pushing it to the limits. A woman with a job? Oh! She don't need no man? Oh! Yeah, Frasier is probably the dad character now. Totally right. Outer Limits intro. It was scary. I remember Outer Limits. I don't remember the words or anything, but I remember, the scary voice, kind of doing a Twilight Zone type thing. This is, I don't know, this is a test or something like that. I can't remember. Someone said Lost? I'm here. Did you hear me say Lost while you were on another channel on YouTube? And so you knew to come right here? Man, YouTube, thanks. Thanks for the shout out. Sending people over, letting them hear the word Lost. Damn it, Kate. We almost had this caper all finished to completion. But you had to go ahead and do your own thing that you were told not to do, Kate. We got to go back. And he goes, got to go back to the island. No. A producer's ears just perked up. Ideal. Frasier is not the live-in dad, and his son is a priss. Is now the live-in dad, I assume. And his son is a priss. What if his son isn't a priss? What if his son is way extra manly? Way manlier than Frasier is, and Frasier don't get it. His son probably wouldn't even know a good bottle of wine if it slapped him in the face. Ha! Humor. Who can turn the world on with her... Oh, who can turn the world on with a smile? It's coming back to me. Mindsurfer. Well, about Lost and theme song, I think the soundtrack of Lost is really a secret star of its own. It's definitely going to always be a cultural little member berry, isn't it? I love Lost. I even like the final season and the final episode. Archmage Frey, I like the really old show intros where they would announce the show title and then list the cast members. Yes, Egotastic Fun Time starring JP. And then a lot of time goes by. Angry Nerd Troll. A lot of time goes by. And brought to you by Lucky Strikes. Stick it in your mouth and suck it. Lucky Strikes. They say the product twice. Tired of tasting things? Lucky Strikes. By the way, stuff like that is going to be part of Super Egotastic. You know, recreating like old commercials and stuff like that, but with new jokes or commentary. Lungs working too good? Get rid of that nasty fresh air. Lucky Strikes. You're impressed? Impressed with what, Woody? Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Man, back when I smoked, I loved Parliaments. That was my cigarette. Parliament. Parliament, because democracy sucks. JP butchered the whole Carl Jung archetype reference thing, but it's okay. Have you seen Frame of Mind? Oh, if it's TNG, I've seen it many a times. From season 6, episode 21. It's Jordan Peterson in alien form, messing with Riker's reality. It's beautiful. Jordan Peterson, the make your life better type of guy. Is it really him? If that's even the same person. Messing with Riker's reality. It's beautiful. Is that the episode? Oh, Frame of Mind. Where it starts off where he's playing a character in Beverly's play, and then he becomes that character, or at least the world of that character, where he's stuck in a cell, and he basically loses his mind. He doesn't know what's real and what's not real. That's one of my favorites. I think that's the episode. Oh, Archmage said it. I suppose if we're talking show intros, we need to include Enterprise. Yes, it's been a long time getting from there to here. It's been a long time, but my time is finally here. I remember that song was just threw us all for a loop. I remember just thinking this is the stupidest damn thing. And then by season 2, I was singing along every single episode. And now it's one of my favorite songs. And I still realize it was stupid, but at the same time, it brings me back to a certain time in my life. Johnny Quest theme song was awesome. Who did not want to be Race Bannon? P. Shalley, you the best, JP. Gotta go, but thanks for keeping it real. Oh, what time is it? Oh, damn. Okay, I gotta go here in just a couple minutes. I gotta get. My wife gets home early on Fridays. She works long days. On Friday she gets off a little early, so she's gonna be home pretty soon. I gotta start getting things ready. Mainly, I just need to not stink. I don't want to greet her back home and stink. Also, I want more coffee. I'm gonna have another cup of coffee before it gets to be noon over here. Lux presents Hollywood. Of course, Teppo, love and marriage go together like a horse and carriage. This I tell ya, brother, you can't have one without the other. Married with Children. They had to get the rights from Frank Sinatra on that one. Or whoever wrote the song. I guarantee it wasn't Frank Sinatra. Archimage says, I'm just going to leave my favorite Beverly Crusher quote. If there's nothing wrong with me, maybe there's something wrong with the universe. That's when that's when the universe was crashing in, getting smaller and smaller and smaller until the Traveler and Wesley were able to get her back by phasing in and out. That's probably one of the best Beverly Crusher episodes. Definitely not that stupid ghost love story one. Brain, what's up? Or Brian, Brain. There was way back in the day, I used to work at Bose, and they hired some guy named Brian. Good kid. But he would get words jumbled up sometimes. So once someone asked him his name, and he said Brain, and he's like Brian. And so ever since then, we called him Brain. I mean, that was forever ago, though. That was a lifetime ago. Brian says they should have used the end credits theme as the intro to Enterprise. Archer's theme. That song is so dang good. Da, 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 da. That is a good one. A lot of people agree with you on that. That song, the Archer's theme, would have been more appropriate. But man, I'm so glad we didn't have to miss out on Faith in the Heart. Could you imagine not knowing that song at this point? It was inappropriate, but man, I appreciate it. Enterprise intro song is so cheesy. It is, but it gets under your skin over the years. No defense against it. Okay, now in season, was it 4 or 5, when they're really trying to regroup and get this show to be successful? I think it might have been 4. When they went back to calling it Star Trek. First it was just called Enterprise. They're like, yeah, we don't want to call it Star Trek. And then they realized, oh, that was one of the stupidest things that we ever could have done. And they put the Star Trek back, Star Trek Enterprise. And they also redid the theme song to be a little bit more instrumental. I guess they added, I don't know, strings or something to it. I hate that version of the song. I like the cheesier version. The second one's cheesy as well. But you guys remember? You remember that? I don't know where I was going with that story. It just popped in my head. I guess there was no story. They did a thing, and it happened, and I remember it. Yeah, I love how cheesy it is. Sometimes you just gotta have something cheesy that you love. What do they call that? A guilty pleasure. Sub Rosa. Is that episode? Is that the Beverly Crusher episode? I really liked T'Pol, not for just for the obvious reasons, but I thought for the first 2 seasons of Enterprise that she was a great Vulcan. I thought she did a great job at being a Vulcan. I mean, in the other 2 seasons, they started changing her. She gets emotional stuff, but they had reasons behind it. So it totally makes sense, totally forgiven. I'm still cool with it. But I thought she did some really good Vulcan stuff in those first 2 seasons. Archmage Freya, Enterprise was a struggle between making huge changes and staying the same. I love the whole damn thing, though. Me too. I think some of their scripts were some of the best ever written. And I've told you guys many times, if you go watch Enterprise, like binge it, you will see a lot of storylines or moments that mirror some of the stuff that happens in the Orville. Oh, I remember. Let's see. But yeah, I think they were trying to figure out when new Star Trek came out as how to do something new and also make changes, but they weren't as successful at actually doing that correctly as Enterprise was. I remember I was throwing it back, but also some of the stuff that threw me off was also very cool. The changes in the warp core to make it look like older technology, but still pretty cool looking technology, was awesome. I love that warp core now. The fact that they were wearing jumpsuits and it looked like a submarine, I was like, what? This is totally different, but it all made sense. And so then I ended up loving it. I really felt like I was back in time, even though all their monitors for the computer systems looked better than the older stuff. Did the Baywatch guy sing Enterprise, the Enterprise intro? Well, the song, it's not the singer they used for the theme song when they recorded the theme song. But the song originally is a, what's his face? If you think I'm sexy and you like my body, come on, baby, let me know. That guy. I know his name. I'm forgetting it right now. It's not in my brain. I'll have to get it back. That's who originally did the song, I think, or at least redid it and had a hit with it way back in the day. But I'm sure they got a different singer to record it for the Enterprise theme song. Maybe it's the Baywatch guy. Some people say, I'll be ready, I'll be ready. Wherever you need, oh yeah. That Baywatch theme song is cheesy as hell too, but I love it. Rod Stewart, that's exactly it. Terry and Lobo and Mark got it out there. Larry Peterson got it. Rod Stewart. And right now I'm thinking about the episode that it's not really Rod Stewart, where they're making fun of Rod Stewart in South Park. Mind Surfer, Rod Stewart. Russell Watson sang the Enterprise version. I don't know if he sang Baywatch, but I would totally believe it. But most studio singers back in that era sounded exactly like that. Kind of good rock voice, but it could also kind of soften it up a little bit. I don't sing death metal because that's not appropriate. Don't have a death metal song in front of a TV show, you guys. That never works. All right, so I had a great time. Streamed a lot longer than I thought I was going to stream. This was a great conversation. You guys make me feel a lot better, a lot more light, more fun. I love going down Member Berry Lane. Always love that. Now my brain is filled with all these wonderful thoughts from back in the day when I didn't have to pay taxes and have bills, which is a day that most of us absolutely love. But I do have to go. I have to get things ready, things smelling better than they probably do right now. But I'll see you guys very soon. Thank you for your support. It's very much needed, helping to keep me alive so I can outlast this demonetization debacle. Support links are in the description and at the top of the chat. If you feel like clicking all that stuff, very much appreciated. I'll see you guys very soon. And as always, we all do better when we all do better.